Join us as we voyage back over 2,000 years to the Levant, the birthplace of ancient civilizations and major religions. Today's countries of Israel, Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, and Syria sit on this historic land, once a melting pot of cultures under the Roman Empire. Amidst this era, a man known as Jesus of Nazareth emerged, forever altering world history. Known for performing miracles, Jesus' acts ranged from offering healing and sight to the blind to resurrecting the dead. His most discussed feats include turning water wine and feeding crowds with just 5 loaves and 2 fish. These acts of compassion and defiance of physical laws continue to captivate us today. In the New Testament of the Holy Bible, Jesus performed his initial miracle at a grand wedding celebration in the small town of Cana. During the festivity, when the wine unexpectedly ran out, leaving the hosts in a predicament, Jesus intervened. He miraculously transformed 6 ordinary jars, initially filled with water, into wine of exquisite quality. The astonished guests, unaware of the source of the new wine, were left in sheer amazement at the unexpected bounty. Notably, the master of the banquet, ignorant of the miracle, applauded the bridegroom for keeping the best wine until the very end. This divine act was more than just a generous contribution to the ceremony. It signified Jesus' divine sovereignty over natural elements. It marked a significant turning point, the beginning of his public ministry. This miracle is of immense importance in religious texts, often cited as a testament to Jesus' divine powers and his willingness to use them for the benefit of mankind. It additionally underscores the Christian belief in transformation, the possibility of change from the ordinary to the extraordinary through divine intervention. Next, Jesus performed the miraculous healing of a royal official's son in Capernaum. The boy, clinging to life, sparked a desperate plea from his father which reached Jesus' ears. Upon hearing the official's heartfelt pleas, Jesus, with a heart full of compassion, reassured him that his son would survive. The official, filled with immense relief, returned home to find his son not just alive, but in fine health. This was a striking demonstration of Jesus' remarkable ability to heal, even from a distance. Following this extraordinary incident, Jesus executed a series of awe-inspiring healing miracles that left an indelible mark on his followers. He turned his compassionate gaze towards a man whose hand was withered and lifeless. With a simple touch, the man's hand was restored, a testament to Jesus' authority over physical ailments. Jesus then encountered a paralytic man unable to move or find relief from his condition. Jesus, with a touch and a command, freed the man from his paralysis, allowing him to walk again. This spectacular miracle not only exhibited Jesus' power too, but also showed his deep, empathetic connection to those in pain. Next was a woman who had been suffering from a blood issue for many years. Despite the social stigma, she approached Jesus in the hope of being healed. Jesus, recognizing her, healed her instantly, reinstating her health and societal status. This incident reinforced Jesus' willingness to challenge societal norms in order to show compassion. Lastly, Jesus encountered a man who was born blind. With a touch and a command, Jesus restored his sight, demonstrating that no physical ailment was beyond his healing power. This miracle further established Jesus' authority, and his followers filled with awe and gratitude. Each of these healing miracles served to further demonstrate Jesus' immense compassion for the sick and his unparalleled authority over physical ailments. They not only provided physical relief to the afflicted, but also spiritually nourished his followers, strengthening their faith in his divine powers. The ripple effect of these miracles was profound, leaving a lasting impact on his followers and shaping the path of Christianity. In one of his most renowned miracles, Jesus fed a crowd of 5,000 people with just a measly 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. It was a gathering of men, women, and children who had come to hear him preach, a gathering so large that it would have been impossible to feed them all with the available resources. But Jesus, with his divine power, made the impossible possible. He blessed the loaves and fish, broke them, and distributed them among the crowd. To everyone's astonishment, not only did everyone eat to their satisfaction, but 12 baskets of leftovers were collected, a testament to the abundance that Jesus could provide. The crowd was filled with awe and wonder, marveling at this miraculous event. His disciples, who had initially expressed their doubt about feeding such a large crowd, were also left in amazement. Witnessing this miracle, they grew in their faith, their belief in Jesus' divinity deepening. Jesus' mastery over the elements was not confined to this instance. He showed his control over nature on various other occasions, during a violent on the Sea of Galilee with waves tossing the boat and threatening to capsize it. Jesus demonstrated his power. He simply uttered the words, "Peace, be still," and the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. His disciples, who were terrified, were left in awe of his authority over the elements. In another instance, he further displayed his control over nature by walking on water. This not only demonstrated his supernatural powers, but also served as a lesson in faith for his disciples. Each instance of Jesus' mastery over nature gave the disciples a greater understanding of his divine mission and helped strengthen their faith in him. One of the most remarkable miracles performed by Jesus was raising the dead. He brought back to life Jairus' daughter, a widow's son in Nain, and his friend Lazarus. Each instance was unique and deeply moving. Firstly, Jairus, a synagogue leader, approached Jesus with desperation in his heart. His daughter was at the brink of death, but by the time Jesus reached Jairus' home, mourners had already gathered, wailing the loss. Jesus simply took the girl's hand and told her to rise, and life returned to her body. The onlookers were filled with astonishment and disbelief. Secondly, in the town of Nain, Jesus encountered a funeral procession for a widow's only son. Compelled by compassion, Jesus reached out to touch the bier and commanded the young man to rise. As he sat up, the crowd was overcome with fear and awe, and they praised God, believing a great prophet had arisen. Lastly, Jesus resurrected his friend Lazarus, who had been dead for 4 days. Despite the despair and cynicism of the sisters of Lazarus, Jesus commanded Lazarus to come forth from the tomb. When Lazarus emerged, the witnesses were shocked, and many believed in Jesus from that day. These miracles, beyond their compassionate nature, underscored Jesus' authority over life and death, and strengthened the faith of those who witnessed them. They confirmed his identity as the Son of God. The ultimate confirmation, however, came with Jesus' final miracle, his own resurrection. After being crucified and buried, he rose from the dead on the third day as he had foretold. This event validated all his teachings and his divine nature. The reactions of the witnesses ranged from fear to awe, but ultimately led to belief and affirmation of Jesus' divinity. What do these miracles performed by Jesus truly signify? They carry a deeper meaning than just exceptional acts of wonder. These miracles are profound and multidimensional demonstrations of Jesus' divine and his earthly mission. Each miracle was not random, but instead served a precise purpose, targeted to meet physical needs, to show benevolence, or to affirm spiritual truths. These extraordinary events reinforcement to Jesus' claim to be the Messiah, the chosen one, sent by God himself to redeem humanity from the shackles of sin. Jesus' teachings were rooted deeply in faith, compassion, and anticipation of the arrival of God's kingdom. His miracles were physical, tangible expressions of these teachings, a living testament to his words. Moving beyond just words, these miracles presented a robust affirmation to his followers that faith can move mountains. It can lead to the impossible becoming possible. They exhibited Jesus' deep and genuine compassion for those in suffering, his burning desire to bring healing and wholeness to the wounded and the broken. Moreover, these miracles pointed towards the reality of God's kingdom, a place where affliction, hunger, and death cease exist. They anticipated a world free from the constraints of the earthly existence, where divine love and grace reigned supreme. These miracles didn't just impact his immediate followers, but also greatly affected the religious landscape of the time. They challenged the existing religious beliefs and presented a new path of faith, anchored in love, compassion, and the promise of salvation. This wave of change brought about by Jesus' miracles raised many questions, stirred debates, and eventually led to the formation of Christianity as a distinct religion. In essence, Jesus' miracles were not just acts of divine intervention, they were crucial elements in his divine mission, reshaped religious perspectives of the time, and left a lasting impact on his followers. They continue to inspire faith and serve as a beacon of hope for millions across the globe, even today. Through his miracles, Jesus extended a universal invitation for all to put their faith in him. He urged individuals to welcome and immerse themselves in the kindness and might he embodied, and to anticipate the coming of God's kingdom. His miracles, each a testament to his power and love, have lived on, crossing generation after generation. In today's world, these tales of Jesus' miracles resonate just as deeply as they did thousands of years ago. They continue to inspire millions around the globe, invigorating their faith and reinforcing their belief in the divine. These stories serve as a beacon of hope in an often uncertain world, offering solace and a promise of healing to those in need. The miracles of Jesus Christ also underscore the possibility of abundance that can come with faith. They motivate individuals to look beyond their current circumstances and believe in the capacity for change and betterment. The enduring impact of these is evident in the comfort they provide and the faith they instill in people's hearts. As such, the narrative of Jesus' miracles endures, standing strong as a testament to a life lived with phenomenal dedication to service and love. They remind us of the transformative power of faith and inspire us to aspire towards a life of service, compassion, and love.